Hello, hello everybody. Hope you all are doing well. Due to lockdown, we were not able to conduct the lectures, so I thought that using different tools, I can be able to discuss some of the units. Among them today, I would like to discuss with you Unit 5, that is IoT platforms. And as you know, what is the role of a platform? There are several platforms we have come across when you are doing our engineerings. For example, the best example is an operating system. You all know the importance of operating system. It is the best interface. So when we discuss about the different IoT platforms, you first need to understand what goes into the complete IoT system. Means which system can be called as a IoT system, okay, or which are the different things that are mandatory to be there in the IoT system. So first one is that IoT system needs a hardware. As we have performed the different practicals in the IoT lab, we have came across that what exactly this system consists of. You can answer such as sensors or devices. These sensors and devices collect data from the environment or performs actions in the environment. The devices which performs the actions are called as an actuators. We have already gone through the number of different types of actuators in the second unit. And the second parameter is that the complete IoT system needs a connectivity. You are already being familiar that without internet connectivity, the system cannot be called as an IoT system. The name itself includes the Internet of Things. So the hardware needs a way to transmit all the data to the cloud, or needs a way to receive the commands from the cloud. So for that purpose, definitely there is a need of connectivity. So the connectivity is one of the important parameter of a complete IoT system. This can be accomplished with nature forms of connectivity, like there are several protocols that are specially designed for the IoT. As we have already seen, the the lightweight protocols we have discussed. There are several Wi-Fi modules, Wi-Fi protocols, then LoRa and many more that were discussed earlier itself. So basically the connectivity is one of the very important second parameter which is mandatory for the to a system to be called as a IoT system. Now third comes the need of software. This software is hosted in the cloud and is responsible for analyzing the data it's collecting from the sensors and making decisions. When you have seen the architecture, IoT architectures, there are several softwares available which performs the different actions on the data which is being collected by the IoT system, and through which there are several decisions are being taken, and that signals are being passed to the actuators to take certain actions. Here the example is that for moisture data, that is just rain and then telling the irrigation system not to turn on today. So this is one of the implementation of IoT system where moisture sensors are being implemented in the soil, and they are continuously monitoring the moisture of the soil, and it is being instructed that if it reaches a certain threshold value, that moisture decreases at the certain value, they automatically turn on the irrigation system or irrigation water pump, so the irrigation gets started. Similarly, so these actions are performed or analyzed based on the analyzing of the data which is being sent by the moisture sensors to the cloud, and then the signals are transmitted to turn on the irrigation and so on. So definitely it's all it requires several specialized softwares. Fourth one is finally a complete IoT system needs a user interface. To make all of this useful, there needs to be a way for users to interact with the IoT system. Example, web-based app with a dashboard that shows moisture trends and also allows user to manually turn irrigation system on. When we have conducted the workshop, we have come across that there is a need of a certain app. We have considered an Android app, small app through which we are able to interface with the IoT system. So such kind of user interface is very important. Unless and if these are not specially also, what you can say, it makes the ease of use of an IoT system. Okay. Now these were the certain things that are mandatory to be there in the IoT system. First one was it needs a hardware, second it needs a connectivity, it needs a software, and it needs a user interface. So of all of the are present, we can say that it's a complete IoT system. Now second thing, which devices can be called as an IoT device? Any particular, if we consider any device, so how can we distinguish the particular device is an IoT device or it's a normal device? So there are certain definitions given here, that the thing in IoT can be any object that has a unique identifier and which can send and receive data over a network. This is the definition. Since first unit we are hearing this, that definitely it should have a unique identifier, that is an IP addresses. We have come across with the third unit, IPv6 and IPv4 and IPv6. Why was the need of IPv6? Everything we have discussed, and we have realized the importance of unique identifier. Unless and until any particular thing is not being uniquely identified in the network, so the system cannot be called as an IoT, the device cannot be called as an IoT device. Second thing is, IoT devices are connected to the internet and send information about themselves or about their surrounding over a network. The IoT devices are such a device which has the ability that they are connected to the internet and continuously they are sending information about themselves or the surrounding, that is the sensors actually captures the surrounding information, so it is being stated in this way. And third thing is, allow actuation upon the physical entities environment around them remotely. Means after sending this data to the several softwares available in the cloud, especially designed for the IoT, so these are the certain actions or certain signals are given to the actuators to perform different actions remotely, as we have seen in the previous example of the moisture sensors and the irrigation system. So the IoT device has certain definitions, so we are able to identify when we consider this definition that it is an IoT device or it's a normal device. Now, for example, there are several examples. We have already implemented this kind of IoT devices in our lab using Alexa. Now here we can say that Alexa is one of the user interface. Second thing, through the Android app we have developed, we are able to operate the devices through the Android app, isn't it? So it is also one of the user interface. And there are several IoT examples. For example, home automation device is one of the best example for the IoT device. There are several devices are placed in the home and they are continuously monitoring the for example, temperature sensors monitor the data inside the home, and humidity sensors, then different there are several sensors that are used in the home automations. We have already experienced it. Then in industrial machines, the automation is being taking wide importance. Every industry is trying to make all the systems automate. For that purpose, when these sensors and actuators plays very important role. A car is also one of the good example. We have already discussed in the Tesla car is one of the best example of the IoT system, where there are several sensors are being placed, and there is no need if certain if there is a upgradation in the software, there is no need to bring the car in the garage itself. It's on the air. There is installation of